Hey guys, thanks for watching today.
Thank you again. Some of y'all have been with us since the beginning, kind of riding with us. It's been about a little over a year. And we just thank you for your support and for sticking with us. If you haven't told your friends about us, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't either.
Enjoy the show.
All right. Welcome to Just John and April, your place for life, love, and laughs. In today's episode, happy wife, happy life. And word of the day.
Hey, babe.
We'll deal with that thumbs down later.
Yes, it's a big thumbs down.
Okay, but first, let's talk about what happened these past few weeks that we were enjoying so much.
Every Sunday, five Sundays straight.
Yes.
The Last Dance, big baby.
It was so
If you
good.
haven't been watching it, then you are not a sports fan, and you have been, doing something totally different because there's no live sports now. So there's nothing else to do but watch documentaries about sports.
I feel like you don't even have to be a sports fan to watch The Last Dance.
I agree.
It was so good.
It was good.
I mean, and I just relived every moment of that time.
Yeah, it was great.
It was so good. I hate that it's over, man.
I know.
I'm like, you could have talked about this and that, and
So
it was so good.
The thing about it to me that was so great was not just that we were reliving it. There was a lot of new stuff that I didn't know. And it seemed like every episode, especially as they got toward the end, like when you got to episode 7, 8, 9, they started showing, Michael Jordan's bodyguard or whatever that he has in the I guess he's the head of security. His name is Gus.
Gus.
How he kind of took his father's place when his dad died.
I didn't know about Gus.
There was this one scene where, Michael Jordan won the championship and he was crying because it was Father's Day, and I guess it was his 5th championship that he won. This is a championship after his dad died.
Right.
And, we'd all seen him on the ground crying, but we'd never heard the sound of him. I mean, he was sobbing.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Was like,
he was sobbing. Yes.
That was
good television.
That was good.
And then, of course, most people are talking about how, they didn't realize Michael Jordan was such a jerk and all this kind of stuff. And
that didn't surprise me.
Me neither.
No, that didn't surprise me.
I learned about him not being the nicest guy in the world years and years ago. And then as I started thinking about what it really takes to win and to get a whole team to win.
Yeah, I was like, but didn't he need to do that? Like, didn't it work?
Yeah, it worked.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know either.
It's kind of like you want him to be nice, but then it's like, then you don't.
Right,
because we wouldn't have been seeing all those championships.
Exactly, yeah. And so we got to see a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and we lived it the first time. We saw it. So this is the thing. Do you remember us watching that final championship, the 6th championship?
Yes.
We were actually on a choir trip.
And we stopped at a hotel.
We didn't just stop at a hotel. It was because of Ricky Court and James Lewis that we actually stopped. They begged Tim Alston to let us stop at a hotel and watch that last game.
Oh,
and it was great. I'm so glad we were able to do that, man, because,
and we were running around screaming.
And the only person, the only person that was, like, not wanting the Bulls to win was Jeremy Winston. He was actually rooting for the Jazz. I'm like, what? Karl Malone? Come on, man. I didn't like Karl Malone at all back then.
Oh, man, you didn't?
No.
Yeah.
I just felt like he just seemed corny. Anyway, that doesn't matter. That's neither here or there. The point is, I really felt like it was like transporting us back to 98 and reminding us of how things were. And it's nice to have lived through something so great that happened the first time it happened. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing I was glad to look at was how we have transformed our dress.
What are you talking about?
Those huge 8-button suits.
That's true. Michael Jordan's suits were horrible.
And they were so big.
Every single one. He had a tiny little tie and 9 buttons on his suit.
The suit, the jacket.
He's already 6'6". How much material do you need to make
it was smothering him. It was like, it was like a bed sheet or a blanket. It was like a blanket.
This was like a tent. This is what it really was.
It was like a tent.
That was bad.
That was terrible.
But I remember back then feeling like that stuff was so dope.
We did. And we wore our shirts big. Everything was big. Like, that's just what that was tight back then. But it's like when I look back at that, I'm like, thank you, Lord.
It was actually not tight at all back then. It was extremely loose. That was bad. Let me ask you something. Okay. This whole thing kind of reminded me of my very first pair of Jordans, and I remember the Jordans and how I got them and all that stuff. My Aunt Jane bought us Jordans. They were the 5s, actually. Okay. And I still have them. I I don't still have the pair from then.
Yeah.
I was very young at that time. But she got us the fives. Me and my brother Paul got us both fives. I got white ones. He got black ones. And she got us flight suits. So the whole suit, the jacket, you know what I'm saying, flight on the pants and everything. Remember, I found those flight pants recently and bought some. So I have the flight pants still now.
Yeah.
And I have my white Jordans. Anyway.
They actually look good on you now, though.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. What I want to know is, do you remember your first pair of Jordans?
Yes, I do, honey.
Go ahead and share with our audience where you got your first pair of Jordans from.
John bought me my first pair.
John who?
John Bellamy.
No, it was me.
John, my hubby, bought me my first pair. We had just gotten married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we were living in Milledgeville, Georgia
yes,
at the time.
Yes,
we were. Yeah.
And I still have my. Yes, I do.
You have them?
Yes. Well, do I have them?
I didn't know that.
Yes.
20-year-old Jordans.
I wear them to school.
Yeah, them things are 20 years old.
Every once in a while, on the chill days, I wear them to school, and all the kids are like, Miss Nixon, you got Jordans on. You know.
That's when Jordans were only like $125.
True.
Now they're like $350.
And that's why that was my first pair, because I refused to pay that much
Yes,
for
they come in a case with a box and all that stuff now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the topic for today.
All right.
Happy wife, happy life, and with a big question mark. Oh, my goodness.
All right, so why are you oh my goodnessing? What is the head shaking? I need to know. We've never talked about this.
Right.
So we've never had a conversation.
Yes.
We don't, I've never heard that phrase in our home.
Right.
But I want to know, well, that's not true, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but I want to know.
What's not true? That we never heard that phrase?
Heard that phrase in our home, that we never said that. Because I have said it often joking. Like, I make a joke out of it.
I guess what I'm saying is that's definitely not a philosophy we live by in this home.
I say it like joking.
Yes.
Even if it's like other women here, we laugh about it,
right.
joking around. But we've
so,
never talked seriously about that. I've always joked with it.
Right.
But I want to know, and I'm glad we're bringing, So tell me why you brought this up.
All right. So we told you guys a while ago that during this quarantine, we've been reconnecting with people. April is sort of reconnected with her high school friends. Well, I have a group of guys that I've been reconnected with too. We love each other. We have a lot of fun together. It sort of really got big again once we were in quarantine, where we started really talking again. So we were talking a lot. And there was this conversation we had probably 3 days ago. I don't remember who it was that brought it up, but somebody was commenting.
Don't say the name. They'll be in trouble if you do.
That's true, maybe. So anyway, whoever this was, they said basically how much they hate the phrase happy wife, happy life. And, we had never talked about this before. Mm-hmm. And so whoever said it, one of us agreed with them, and then all of us agreed, and we're all going back and forth about what it is about that saying that makes us so, I can't think of another word but triggered, to be honest with you. It's bad, you know what I'm saying? Oh. And so I'll tell you my problem with it. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe before I tell you my problem with it, I think I'd rather hear how you feel about it. What do you agree with that philosophy first, April? And if you do, tell me why. If you don't, tell me why. What is it about that? How does it make you feel? Does it rub you the wrong way? How come you don't use it except jokingly?
Okay. To be honest with you, whenever I heard that phrase, I thought about women who always going off on their husbands. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I thought about, when I heard it or when I hear it, I think about a woman who is just, you have to walk on eggshells with her. She, you know what I mean? Like, think about it. If she's not happy, then
the whole house is miserable.
She's going to be going off on people. Right. She going to put you on the couch.
Right.
Or.
Which is garbage.
That is garbage. I agree. I do agree with that.
Yeah. I've never slept on my couch before.
Unless, if somebody's stepping out, that's totally different.
You're talking about...
If somebody steps out of the marriage...
You're talking about if somebody's unfaithful in the marriage, then that's grounds for saying, hey, we can't share a bed.
Actually, I feel like if somebody was unfaithful in the marriage, that person who was unfaithful, they need to just be like, I'm sleeping on the couch.
Or I'm sleeping somewhere else totally.
They shouldn't have to say, go sleep on the couch. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to take your behind and take it over there and bring your behind back over here. I'm just, come on now.
After your behind was in somebody else's bed, you going to come bring it back in my bed?
Yeah,
no, that ain't happening.
So that's different. Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I'm okay. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah. But only because it's never happened and it won't happen in this relationship.
That's
but
right.
Anyway.
That's right. On both sides.
Oh yeah, we know that.
With the whole happy wife, happy life, I just feel like, again, it's this angry woman. You know, if she's not happy, she going off on you, she rolling her eyes, she ain't gonna talk to you, you're not gonna get no dinner.
Kid's gonna be miserable.
Yeah. Or
she's not giving you none.
Not even that kid's gonna be miserable, but I'm going to take the kids and make them kind of against you in a way, or have it to be where it's just me and them doing our thing. Okay. And you know what I mean? I don't know. That's just how I see it. I'm not saying that's what happens.
We're coming from a similar perspective then, because what we're really saying is the phrase happy wife, happy life seems to emulate a certain culture that we don't agree with when it comes to marriage. This culture of sort of a one-sided, only one person matters in the relationship.
Yeah, like if I'm the only one that needs to be happy in order for this home to be happy.
And if I'm not happy, I can make everybody miserable. So you better make sure I'm happy.
Right. That's why I said it's like walking on eggshells.
Yes. So that was our basically, in a nutshell, was what the problem was in the chat. That's what it was. That's what everybody was saying. Wow. Some variation of that. Some variation of that's garbage that my wife gets to hold me and the family hostage if she doesn't always get her way. That kind of thing.
Does that so let me be the devil's advocate a little bit.
Okay.
When people say happy wife, happy life, are they saying that the woman has to always get her way? You know, is it about the woman having to always get her way, or is it about, you know, the man or the husband or whatever treating the woman like a queen, or making sure that she's taken care of, or making her feel special and loved? You know what I'm saying?
So let's examine that phrase from a totally objective position, right? It's probably true that if the wife is happy, your life will be happy. And actually, I think that as a husband who practices, I would say, covenant relationship, which is basically where I've made a promise to you and I'm going to keep my promise even if you're not keeping your promise to me. That's what covenant relationship is about, okay? So from that perspective, my whole job is to try to make you happy. That's why I'm married to you. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
And what I found in our relationship is when I'm deliberately trying to make you happy, I'm happy.
True.
And usually my happiness is derived from the fact that I know I just put a smile on your face. I know I'm the person that's making you happy, and that makes me feel good too.
Okay, so are you saying...
So here's what I'm saying. From an objective standpoint,
yes,
the saying happy wife, happy life might actually be true, and maybe if we're practicing what I just said, we would be happier. But I don't think that's what the statement means, because that's not usually when the statement is brought up.
Because we never...
Normally that's not when we hear it.
And
you know what I'm saying?
That's
the
true.
Context we hear it in is, if you don't make me happy, if I don't get my way, then I can make you miserable. That's basically the way that we've heard.
What I'm saying is, okay, that's the way you hear it as a man, but is that actually the way that the woman is saying it when she says those words? Is she actually saying, now hear me out, is she, and I'm being the devil's advocate again, because I don't like the phrase when it's said in that way. Yes, but if it is said in a way of happy wife, happy life, meaning if you just love me the way I need to be loved, I will give you all that you need. But when I'm not loved and I'm not happy, it's hard for me to, give you what you want or do the things that you love, because I'm not feeling that love.
Right.
So I'm saying, if you saw, I'm saying if you were to transition it into that way of looking at it, maybe it wouldn't be seen as a hostile happy wife, happy life. If I ain't happy, then you ain't gonna get none, and you ain't gonna get no dinner, and I ain't. You know what I mean? So, I'm not sure.
I'm with you. I feel you, and I think
what I'm saying is I'm not sure every woman means it in that way. I think
it's possible for it to be meant that way.
Yes.
I have not heard it seemingly meant that way yet. I have not observed that. It feels like most of the time when people say it, the connotation that it's said in, or the context it's said in, I should say, or the connotation it's said with, is basically this kind of, hey, listen, if you don't make me happy, I can make you miserable, and I'm better at this than you are. I'm better at making people miserable than you are, so don't test me.
I was being the devil's advocate.
But I think you make a good point, though, babe.
But I will say this. We never hear happy husband, happy life.
True. That's never said. That's not a saying.
And that is what indicates...
Partially because it doesn't rhyme. It needs to be happy husband, happy husband, or something. I don't know. But you have to figure out a way.
Happy husband, happy.
I don't know. Happy man, happy fan. I have no idea. I don't know what you would say.
Happy man, happy fam.
Lee. Yes, that works. Happy man, happy fam.
Happy
Lee.
ma'am, happy fam.
Lee. Right. Anyway, so that's probably why no one says that.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But there is no saying. There is no saying that that is bent toward the man that way. You're right.
True.
That's very true. Now,
but I think it's because, and again, I'm gonna speak on another side because I think it's because it's automatic. Like men have the upper hand.
Agreed.
You know, that's just how it is in our world. Men have the upper hand, so they always get what they want. They all, they can be happy with or without you because they have the upper hand. They can make you, or they can, whatever. It's like that. That's just what is felt and seen, and what the reality is. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's why that's said.
And you're right. It's actually true. I would say this is one of the areas of privilege that we enjoy. As a black man, I don't have many areas of privilege, but being male is one of them. I do. I do have that.
You do.
Which
you get more respect when
not just
when
that.
we're out. Some people don't even talk. They don't even refer to me sometimes because I'm a woman.
The two of us are together. Somebody's speaking to us, and they're only talking to me.
Exactly.
It happens all the time. But not only that, if you really think about other things too, we celebrate all of these older actors who are male, but the female actors who are older somewhat have a hard time getting roles.
Except for Meryl Streep.
That's true. She gets anything she wants.
Yes. But you're right. And even the pay. I mean, you can go all into.
So you're saying maybe the saying "happy wife, happy life" is derived from a place of we don't have much advantage. We got to have something. So let's make all the phrases favor the woman.
Well, I mean, maybe, but I'm saying it also could be for some women, and I'm not saying that this is right, but for some women. Having that advantage, happy wife, happy life. If you don't give me what I want, because I know you get whatever you want, you can really do whatever you want to do. And these are the things that I want or I need. And when you don't give them to me, I can hold sex over your head.
So she's going to use
the
form of power that she has to be able to. Yeah.
I can say I'm not cooking for you if the wife is cooking and the man can't cook. I mean, that's just the way things have been. I mean, not all the time, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
I can make it so that I do with the kids. I'm just with them, and I don't pay any attention to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like
I see what you're saying.
It could be that some women are using it for that reason.
That's an interesting perspective, and maybe it's softening my hatred for it. maybe I don't hate it quite as much, but I still really don't like it at all, man.
Well, I don't either.
But you know what? I don't have to like it to understand it.
Right.
And I think if that is some wives' motivation for using that phrase, I get it.
So this is what I would say.
Okay.
If there's someone that has a wife in their home who uses that, like if something's wrong and they're like, well, happy wife, happy life, so you better get it together. You better give me what I want.
That's your that's your woman.
Yeah, you better do what I said, cuz.
Isn't that right there?
Yeah.
You say you don't do that, but that is what you do.
I do not do that.
Anyway, go ahead.
Why are you saying that again?
Sorry.
I do not do that.
You do.
I do that?
You're just really good at it.
I imitate that, but do I do it?
Yes.
When I'm talking to you.
Yo, do you see how good she just did that just now?
I do not do this in the house.
That's too natural.
Do I say happy wife, happy life? I'm an imitator. You know that I can imitate people.
You're an actress. You can really act.
So then why are you telling me that I do this? I do that on a regular basis?
You do not.
Exactly.
But you do it sometimes.
Joking.
You're right. Anyway, keep going. Sorry, I cut you off. My bad.
Exactly. And I don't remember what I was saying.
Oh, man. We need to rewind it and find out.
Okay, no, I was saying that if some husbands have wives who say that, you might need to look at yourself.
It's possible.
You know what I mean? And just wonder, why is my wife saying this? Is this because I am this person who has this strong, way about me that, I kind of, everything is for me. I'm selfish. Everything revolves around me. So they want to have the upper hand sometimes. That's number one. Or number two, do I have a controlling wife?
That's true. That could be it too.
Because some of these controlling people, wives, they might be like happy wife, happy life because they want everything going their way.
Right.
So I don't think the term needs to be used at all.
Right.
To be honest, because
I agree.
Both of those reasons aren't good.
Right.
Either one of those is still, neither one of those works.
There is something that I think works.
Okay.
And I think that thing is our word of the day.
Oh, so we're moving to word of the day.
Word of the day.
Okay.
Okay, now this isn't actually one word. We do this sometimes, and it's our prerogative. It's our show. We can do what we want. By the way, you need to be subscribing.
Yes, go ahead and do that.
our word of the day is 2 words. It is a compound word, and we like doing this sometimes. It is mutual one-sidedness. It's a lot of syllables.
Mutual one-sidedness. Okay, so let me see if I can define this.
Go ahead.
Based on what it says, are you saying, so if I'm saying one-sided,
yes.
that means that I am all about me, one-sided?
No. In this particular case, you are all about me. So I'm talking about one-sidedness from a covenant perspective, like we talked about earlier. The difference between a covenant and a contract is that a contract has to do with 2 parties making an agreement, and if either one of them goes against their agreement, the contract is void. The difference with a covenant is it is one-sided. That means I make a promise to you, and the promise I make to you is not based on whether or not you've made a promise to me. It just so happens on our wedding day you made a promise to me as well, but the promise I made was unconditional, just like the promise you made to me was unconditional. So mutual one-sidedness then is my being one-sided toward you, not toward myself.
And then because you said mutual, that means I should be one-sided toward you.
There you go. So if we're both being one-sided toward the other, automatically we should be more happy in our relationship because we're doing that together. Mutual one-sidedness.
I love that.
We probably should actually have a smooth definition for people for what it actually is. I don't know what we say it is.
Mutual one-sidedness.
Both parties
deliberately deciding
to focus on their spouse.
I like
Mutual one-sidedness.
Okay.
There you go. That's the definition.
Okay, I like it.
You're not going to find it in the dictionary because we just made it up. Again, our show, we can do what we want.
Exactly. I like that. I think that's important. And you're right. I would be very happy to fulfill you 100% when I feel like you're fulfilling me 100%.
Yes.
I mean, it's just natural.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's a natural thing that happens. When you do for me, I want to do for you. When I do for you, you want to do for me. It's just a reciprocal thing.
Yes.
And you know what? To be honest with you, not saying that this is right, but natural human inclination is to feel when you don't do and you aren't trying.
I'm going to withhold.
It's going to be very hard for me to try and do.
Yes.
You know, not that it should be that way because we really should do no matter what.
Yes.
But it's so hard.
You're right.
You know, so really the point is it really should be mutual.
Yes.
You
Mutual
know?
one-sidedness.
Yeah.
Practice that this week.
Yes.
If you've never done it before, start doing it now. It's the key to your happiness.
That's right. And ladies, no more happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
It's happy man, happy fan.
You're so crazy.